Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It is likely, based on most of my videos being BrickLink related, that you watching this right now are either a BrickLink seller, maybe you're looking at starting a BrickLink store, maybe you're just a buyer on BrickLink, or you've probably heard of BrickLink, at least if you're watching my channel right now. So something that may be catching your eye in recent days might be BrickLink XP. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the changes BrickLink is making, and towards the end of the video I will talk a little bit about how the changes they're making might affect the selling side of BrickLink. And some of you, including myself before I did the research for this video, might be wondering what the hell is BrickLink XP? I've never heard of it. What is it? Well, it's probably because BrickLink kind of quietly released a beta version of this XP about a week ago for people to begin testing it out. From what I can tell, initially it was BrickLink's plan to implement BrickLink XP in order to bring buying to a mobile platform to allow for more access to the site. From anywhere, which I think is a fantastic idea. I think BrickLink needs to be on the phone. I think it's needed to be on the phone for years. But instead of just a mobile version, BrickLink XP is actually a total redesign of the front end of the BrickLink website, everywhere, desktop and mobile. I think it's aimed towards new buyers to help them more easily navigate and make purchases on the site. It does make the website and buying process a little bit smoother for those who may not be accustomed to the site and the little nuances and things that are definitely confusing about it. But I think for those of us who understand the site and know the ins and outs and how to navigate around all of it, it's going to be quite a change and definitely a difficult change, I think. First of all, I think the best thing, in my opinion, to come out of the new site, obviously, is the support for mobile devices. BrickLink XP, or I'm just going to start calling it the new BrickLink, it's compatible with all devices. There's no longer a lack of being able to log onto your phone and make a purchase or something. I know in the past I've had a hard time or delayed making a purchase because I wasn't sitting in front of a computer. And trying to find parts and add them to your cart and check out on your phone is really difficult, and it's really not what it was designed for. So, the mobile device support obviously gets a thumbs up in my opinion. Let's start going over the look of the website. So, going into what it looks like, some of the changes of the new BrickLink, we can see that the homepage has taken another step forward, in terms of modernality. I don't know, pick some random word that has to do with modern. I think it has taken a step forward, and it looks a little bit more cohesive and friendly when you do log into it or sign on to it. The top, of course, has the header, as you'd expect on really any website, and then underneath that we have the banners, which can feature sets or different announcements, just as the current BrickLink does. Underneath that is where the changes start to take effect. On the old BrickLink, there were 4 categories. You had sets, parts, minifigs, and mocks. And then underneath that, you had some trending items and some featured stores at the end of the page. On the new BrickLink, the categories are limited to 3. They are sets, parts, and minifigs. And then the mocks section is underneath that, which is the studio section, which is BrickLink, or Lego, I guess. Technically, it's theirs now. It's their 3D digital Lego building software. And it has a larger section showing off some of the popular mocks, which I think makes sense to try to advertise that software down there. Then below this, we have a new section, which I thought was very interesting. This was a section titled Today's Hot Deals, which shows sets that seem to be on sale at specific stores. Now, I am not entirely sure how the store featured on here and how they get featured on here, and if it's just the highest % off, or maybe BrickLink somehow goes through and picks specific stores that should be featured on here, or I don't know, maybe it's just something that's semi-random and it gets split up between different sellers at different times. I really have no clue, but if it is something along the lines where you have the highest sale in your store and you get featured on here, then I definitely could see some things coming, some issues in the future where people have a set that sells for $20. Now they're going to list it for $100 and put it 80% off so it shows up in this section. So I imagine there's something in place to take care of this, so that's not the situation, but right now, who knows, to be honest. Underneath this deals section is the recommended for you section, which seems to be pretty normal. It's things that are recommended for anyone on BrickLink, which is kind of already on the classic BrickLink main page as a trending items section. Then below this, there's a fresh on the catalog section, which is a cool little section to look through, actually, because it shows items that have been recently added to the BrickLink catalog. And this keeps changing constantly. BrickLink, there's always new pieces being added in the store, whether a new set comes out, a new piece is molded or created, new colors, all these different things. So this is a cool section here to kind of follow along and see what's new. And then if you're signed in at the very bottom, there will be one more section called Recently Viewed Items. And here you can see things that you have looked at in the past, which I think is pretty nice and could be helpful when shopping for parts. Now to get into some more major changes, if you click into the parts category on the homepage, we enter a very different looking section. And this is going to be something people are going to have to get used to as they use the new BrickLink site here. These categories do not perfectly line up with the old categories at all that are on the current BrickLink site. And they're going to get confusing for those people who are familiar with how to find a part on BrickLink currently while browsing through certain categories. The new categories here have different subcategories underneath them that you can click on as a drop-down menu, and then in there you can maybe find the parts you're looking for, but overall the browse function or the manual browse function use of clicking into the categories is definitely a different it's different than it has been in the past or in the current version, I guess. And the nice thing I do like about this is it does have the photos of the categories and stuff, so it's a little more clear as to what you're potentially clicking into, which might help for those who are new to the site. But again, I think it's the goal of BrickLink to really try to do something with the people who are new. They're trying to get more people to come to the site to buy Lego. The sets category is split up very nicely into each category of sets, which reminds me quite a bit of the Lego website or the what is it called? The Shop at Home website, where we can see and browse different themes through there. Other than that, it's very self-explanatory as to how you would find a specific set in a specific category. And as always, and as I guess expected, the photos are nice, and in the browsing features while scrolling through this, both on mobile and desktop devices, they do look very nice and much more modern than the current BrickLink, as of now at least. As expected, the minifigure section has changed as well. Again, the photos in this section sorted by theme of minifigs and what categories they kind of fit into. Overall, I think for those browsing for minifigs, this will be easier unless you, again, are very accustomed to the old way that BrickLink sorts through minifigs and minifig parts. I know personally I am not a huge minifig person, so I think these photos will help me quite a bit as opposed to just scrolling through a list of words. Now, the biggest change, I think, to the new BrickLink, besides the overall look of the site, is the way a store is recommended to you when you are browsing for a piece. Instead of logging into a list of stores like the current version of BrickLink where you can see a ton of them sorted by price, it instead gives you the best store for your needs. Now, I can't quite figure out exactly what BrickLink finds out to be the best store. At first, I figured maybe it was the cheapest, but upon further research, I found that not only did the recommended store that was recommended to me for the piece I was looking for was not the cheapest, it was actually on the end of one of the more expensive stores. Now, another weird thing I found, in addition to this, I found that the specific store I did get recommended when I was searching for a part, and I was searching for a blue 2x1x2 slope. It had no significance, I just clicked it. The store it recommended to me had zero feedback, no positive, no negative. Now, I don't know if BrickLink is trying to advertise for newer sellers or if it was just a coincidence, but it was definitely a little bit weird, a little bit interesting as to why they were recommended to me. And I could not seem to find any reason as to why that was the store. Now, I also noticed while on the part page, they now list the mold years as well as the color ID and the color years, which is interesting information, and it's not really easily available on the current version of BrickLink. Though besides the new modern look and the new part information, this is the only nice thing about this page. My biggest concern about this page is that there's no simple way to just scroll and see all the stores or all the sellers on this page. You actually have to click into a separate button in the bottom right of the page to view all the listings, which opens a different page, and then by clicking this, you're able to select the store you would like to purchase the piece from, and you can see their feedback and stuff. And a little interesting note to mention about this feedback is that it only shows the positive and the negative feedback. It does not show any neutral feedback. And this makes me believe that potentially in the future, either BrickLink is going to get rid of the neutral feedback or it's going to stop counting against you. For those of you who don't know, right now, if you get neutral feedback when you have 100% feedback, your feedback score actually goes down and you no longer have 100%. So neutral really, it really should not have any number related to it, I guess. If you have a 70% feedback score or 100% feedback score, it shouldn't really matter. Neutral should mean no change. There shouldn't be any change up or down to your feedback score. I know this is something Pop's Block Shop has been advocating for, so I think I'll link his channel down below so you can check out some of his stuff. But one, he really makes some really good videos for BrickLink and helped me kind of continue or get back into BrickLink and stuff. So check it out definitely. But essentially, fingers crossed, it looks like potentially BrickLink might be implementing or hinting towards neutral feedback either being removed or being worth nothing in the new version of BrickLink. Let's hope so for that case. getting back to be able to stores, you can pick any of them on the page as expected. The downside to this is when you do pick one you want and click the add to cart button, you only have the option to view the cart and check out, or you can select a very limited amount of items that says browse more items from this seller. On this tiny little confirmation, there's no way to get to this seller's store, which is incredibly stupid. Not being able to click through to the buyer store limits your ability to add multiple pieces from their store, ultimately raise your cart total in certain stores, which the new version of BrickLink has made it very difficult to browse stores for different parts you might need. So even trying to buy on your wanted list, they really want you to buy with that purchase all feature or something. You can't go browse a store, which is ridiculous in my opinion. Getting to the search feature, while testing and playing through the new search feature, I was actually really happy to find out that the search bar has changed significantly, and it improved in my opinion quite a bit. You can type in cactus and add an extra S at the end of it, and it will still follow through with the search and actually show results for cactus spelled correctly. So kind of like Google, it will actually find the word and kind of edit it. Unlike the current version of BrickLink, which would just say no results for cactus with an extra S. Did you mean horse or something stupid that doesn't even relate to what you were searching for? You can search the word pirate. You'll get a lot more results pop up in a significantly nicer looking format than in the current version of BrickLink, and that's just because I think it has a lot of photos and it's just organized more nicely. So I was really happy with the search field until I realized you cannot search for stores like you can at the current version of BrickLink. So as far as I can tell, there is no way to search for specific stores or specific sellers, which is a huge downside. Considering I know personally when I go try to purchase items, I will search for a specific store and then click on that store to go through to their store on the BrickLink website. It seems like now you're going to have to find a piece and then you can find that seller's store, and it will be significantly harder to get to their store on the site, which again I think is a stupid feature. To search for different things on the current version of BrickLink's site, you have to click the little drop down on the left of the search field, and then you kind of select the category or the thing you're searching for. The new site, as far as I can tell, does not have that feature, which also makes me believe that as a seller, you'll not be able to reach your inventory using the main search field. So I know I do that all the time. I'll type in a 1x2 plate into that main search field, have the drop down set to my inventory, and search that and find that in my inventory. Now, at the moment, I can't find many seller features on the new version of BrickLink at all, but I imagine the backside of BrickLink in the uploading and inventory management side won't be changed too much in this update, since I can't find anything at the moment, obviously, and my thought is that they would have released some sort of beta version of that as well in this update to help find the bugs and stuff, but who knows, they could make changes to that as well and just randomly push it out, and we not have a choice or any input at all. And while right now the seller side does work in the current version, I do think there are a lot of improvements as to how to fix that side a ton. My overall, opinion of the new BrickLink is that it is a good first step in the right direction. The problem is that they miss so many key features that if they released it as is right now, it'd be so much worse, I think, than the current version of BrickLink. Looking at it from a seller's perspective, it really does worry me, to be totally honest. While a new buyer coming to the store would obviously have a significantly nicer and easier experience probably while searching and trying to navigate through the pages, they're going to have a very, very hard time finding additional parts that they might want to order or add to their cart at a certain store. This potentially also limits the number of orders for a seller and the overall value of an order or of each sale. I might be going out on a limb here, but I could even see this new setup for BrickLink potentially putting certain people out of business if BrickLink chooses for whatever reason not to recommend their store to a certain buyer. And not that it is the best way to do business, but a lot of sellers when starting out, it's how I did it too. When learning to use BrickLink and trying to build a small customer base, I sold all my parts at the cheapest I could so that they could get buyers to see their store at the top of that list when they're searching for a certain item. So being that this is a beta release, I imagine and I hope that there will be more changes for this when they do the official release of it. I also imagine, based on there being an option in the footer of the new BrickLink, that you can always click back to go to the classic version, because that is there, and shop that way. While I have high hopes that BrickLink XP or the new version of BrickLink or whatever they're going to end up calling it will be beneficial to new buyers, I am still worried that as a seller we are going to lose business and potentially future options for future expansion because of our sales slowdown, and because BrickLink is trying to expand their website, and that's my worry there. If BrickLink does choose to not listen to people's opinions, about the new version right now, I think I could foresee potentially a lot of BrickLink sellers and buyers switching to a different source. Maybe BrickOwl or another platform out there to buy and sell, third-party Lego, or not third-party Lego, but additional Lego. Obviously we'll see what happens moving forward, and I think we'll all adapt to whatever does happen. I know that BrickLink in the past has really not listened too much to the people that helped to actually build the site, being the buyers and the sellers collaborating together and uploading parts and all that stuff. So my hope is now that Lego owns BrickLink, there will be more of listening to that fan/customer base of BrickLink buyers and sellers, because I think Lego wants to make sure that they stay on top of the market, which I think is part of maybe the push for this this more modern BrickLink website. I think they want to stay at top of the reselling market of their own product. So who knows if this BrickLink site is going to work or not? And who knows if this BrickLink site was Lego's doing, or if it was planned for months before BrickLink was sold. I know BrickLink was planning what they were calling BrickLink XP to expand to mobile platforms a couple years ago, and we're developing that, but I don't know if it was something that's being implemented now, or if those plans changed into what is the new version of BrickLink now. It's hard to say, but again, I think being this is a beta, I have hopes that a lot of people, well, actually, I know a lot of people are not happy with it, so I have hopes that they will listen to the people, and maybe a lot of these issues that are coming up were just overlooked in the development phase and will now be fixed because none of it, has been truly implemented yet. So when they do come out with the final version, hopefully they'll fix most of it. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about BrickLink XP and the changes they've made. I'll put a link to the beta version of BrickLink in the description so you can play around with the new features and stuff. As always, leave a like on this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you have not yet done so. And please leave any other questions down below if you guys have any. I do my Brickside chat every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I got for you guys today. We'll see you guys in the next BrickLink video.